Hello everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be teaching you to play different drum beats from like different styles of music. So yeah, we're going to be exploring like jazz, what do you call it, I forget, bossa nova kind of beats, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get right into that stuff. So first I'm going to be starting off with like bossa nova kind of beats or reggae kind of beats, like that kind of stuff, like like you use those little things on. So yeah, this is how the beat goes. So you probably heard that drum beat like plenty of times in that kind of music. So I'm just going to break this down into little pieces so you can understand it a bit more. So we're going to start with the rim here, this part. So yeah, I know it's kind of hard to do it. Trust me, it's kind of hard for me to actually hit like the rim properly, you know what I'm saying? Like get that nice click to it. But yeah, it's not doing this because it just sounds weird if I go like, it sounds kind of weird when I do that. So it always works just to get that like click in there. So this is where you want to be having your stick. So right here on the snare drum is where you want to have it. So yeah, around there. Once you got that down, now we're going to learn like the pattern to this, like what it does during the beat. So it just goes. So yeah, it just does it like 5 times. And then you just have that kind of like short silence like this. Yeah, that's pretty much all it's doing during the beat. Now let's get to the hi-hat part. So the hi-hat part over here is easy too. It's just does that during the beat. And then when you mix both the snare and the hi-hat together, this is what it's going to sound like. And now all we have left is just the kick drum. So let's get to that part. So the kick drum like gives this beat like, it makes it good, So this is what it sounds like. So I'll play this for you just a few more times, just so you can understand this a bit more. And once you get those 3 parts of the drum set together, we get the results. So that was the bossa nova beat. So yeah, now we're going to be doing the jazz beat. So yeah, as you could see there, there are obviously like a lot of stereotypes about like how jazz drumming should be, because I'm sure, like, if any of you attend, like, jazz band or band, like, whatever you call it, kind of like those after-school programs, you know, like, in middle school, extracurricular kind of stuff. You know, like, you play music there. Yeah, for, like, those of you who play drum set there, I'm sure, like, they make you do something like this. Well, that's not really what you do. That's not really proper jazz drumming if you, like, think about it. Because, like, the main things in jazz are the hi-hat and the ride. Like, cymbals, basically, you know what I'm saying? You can use, like, snare drum and like, kicks, you know? Like, you can use that in jazz. It's not wrong to use it, but, like, normally it's, like, add-on stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about, like, rock or something else like that, you always use, like, these guys, like, help the beat, you know? Just the kick and the snare. But yeah, in jazz, it's more like add-ons. Like, as you just heard there, it's more just stuff you just add to the beat, you know? So I'm going to break it down for you just so you can understand it more. So starting with the ride up here, it's quite easy. It just does this. And then in slow motion, it just does this. And normally when you're playing the ride that fast, you can't be like using sorry about that. And normally when you're playing the ride that fast, you can't be like using sorry about that. You can't be using like your you know, I'm going insane without my stand. I'll be right back. Alright everyone, that looks a lot better. Like less shakiness to the camera. So as I was saying, when you're playing the ride like really fast, you can't like be like doing it like hitting, like you know what I mean? Like you gotta let your stick bounce almost like, on the ride cymbal. Like if it's not gonna work if I just go like hitting it without like just letting it like bounce so I can get like a nice stroke in there. I hope I explained that well. It's kind of hard to explain. Like if you're at like my level of drumming, like you'd probably understand that. So now we're just gonna get to the hi-hat part. So the hi-hat part is pretty simple too. Like it's not even that hard. This is all it does over the ride cymbal. Just to make it seem more obvious what it does. I'm sure most of you already had that down from like the minute I showed you the beat, I'm sure. Probably for like beginners. It's probably might need more time to learn this, but okay. Now I'm going to teach you the snare and kick drum part. So this is a little weird for probably some drummers because like the timing of the snare drum is a little bit weird compared to like how you normally do it, because like it's not unlike the twos and the fours, you know. It's like it's a weird signature, like it's like a weird, it has weird timing, like you'll see what I mean. So this is all the kick drum and the snare drum do. You see? It's basically all it does in the beginning. So yeah, and then you mix all that together, then you get the beat. Alright, so that was the video. And I'll be releasing like a part 2 by like next week maybe? Maybe the week after that, like somewhere around there, like over the spring break. I'll be releasing a part 2 for this video. And I'll also be doing a music analysis, you know, like basically just analyzing albums and their concepts. So like if you want to see me do any of that kind of stuff in my next episode, then be sure to check that out when it drops. Alright, see you guys.